Hello everyone, welcome back to Scented Moments channel. I'm Shalimar. It's good to be back. I hope you're all doing well. So as you noticed, I've been absent in these last few days. Well, as you also can notice, I'm a bit tan. I've been camping actually with my friends, so it was very lovely time, but actually I already missed doing these videos, talk about fragrances and overall, well, I just miss you guys. Hope you're all doing well. And in this video, I want to talk about some of the most sensual fragrances that I have in my collection. Yes, I have 10 fragrances here, and actually I will do in a specific order. Doesn't mean that this is a top 10 best sensual fragrances. These are just 10 fragrances that make me feel actually quite sensual. I could mention others, of course, but in this video I will focus just in these 10 fragrances, and as usual, 5 designers and 5 niche. So let's get right into it. In the number 5 spot, we have a fragrance from the house of Mugler, and the fragrance is Pure Havane. Gorgeous looking bottle. I actually really like the bottle presentation of the Amante. I don't have any problem with the spray whatsoever, although a lot of people complain about them. Pure Havane doesn't need any introduction. It's this sweet cherry, honey, pipe tobacco. It's a stunning fragrance, quite sensual. Number 5 because it's a bit hard to get nowadays. I've been noticing in the online discounters at least, and well, can be a bit too sweet for some. So that's why this is just number 5, but nonetheless for me it's quite sensual, it's quite appealing, quite addictive actually. It's delicious. Borderline gourmand, I would even say. Pure Havane by Mugler. In the number 4 spot, we have a fragrance from the house of Cartier, and the fragrance is L'Envol EDP. Again, very unique looking bottle. This is a pure honey scent. This has iris, this has suede, it's musky, powdery, and the honey is done to perfection. It's this creamy, slightly resinous, sticky, I would even say, powdery, floral, musky fragrance. I mean, I really do find this quite sensual, very alluring, very mysterious, I would even say, because it's very unique. It's a very unique fragrance, especially for a designer. A honey-based scent in a designer realm, done to perfection. It's simply mind-blowing. The performance here, actually, it's quite good. I mean, doesn't project all that much, but for a sensual fragrance, I don't want a monster projection. I want a more not skin scent, but that it will sit closer to my skin, that it will create a nice sillage around me, not just a big projecting fragrance. This one, it's very alluring, sets close to the skin, but the longevity actually it's quite good. L'Envol EDP by Cartier, stunning sensual scent. In the number 3 spot, we have a fragrance from the house of Tom Ford, and I love Tom Ford fragrances. Actually, as of now, it's my favorite designer brand, and I was debating if I would pick a fragrance from the Private Blanc collection or from the Signature line, but well, I just stick with the Signature line, and the fragrance that I picked actually is Tom Ford Noir Extrême. This is a delicious gourmand scent with the accord of kulfi, which is an Indian dessert. I never tried it, but I think it smells delicious still. So spicy, so creamy, so addictive, mysterious. Again, doesn't project all that much. It sets closer to your skin, but the longevity here, it's actually very good. This is, well, all fragrances are unisex, of course, but this one is probably the most unisex out of the fragrances that I mentioned, at least the designer fragrances that I'm mentioning. This fragrance, it's straight up unisex. Men and women can pull this one off easily. Very spicy, creamy, gourmand, sensual, seductive, alluring, addictive, mysterious. Tom Ford Noir Extrême, number 3 spot. In number 2 spot, it's a hidden gem from the brand of Loewe. It's a Spanish brand, and it is Loewe, here it is, Loewe 7 Anonimo, or Loewe 7 Anonimo. This fragrance is out of this world. I already talked about this fragrance actually in the live stream. I actually need to do another live stream, a new live stream. I actually miss doing that. Loewe 7 Anonimo, it's a stunning balsamic, resinous, dark, slightly sweet, leathery, woodsy fragrance. It's very piney, actually. It has this pine tree-ish accord with incense, with leather. It has a sweetness in here. Man, it's out of this world. I absolutely love this. This for me is a niche fragrance in the designer bottle, in my opinion. Gorgeous fragrance. It's dark, it's mysterious, it's sensual, and yet quite appealing. Very unique for a designer fragrance, great quality scent, stunning. Wow, this is very intoxicating, but still very sensual. I absolutely love this one. Definitely needed to do a review of Loewe 7 Anonimo. Number 2 spot, a great sensual fragrance. Number 1, no surprise here. If you've been following this channel for a while, you all know how much I love this, and I still consider this fragrance has the best date night scent. From the house of Zadig Voltaire, the fragrance is This Is Him. Wow. I absolutely love this. Man, this has incense. This has a creamy, sweet sandalwood with spices. Wow, this is out of this world amazing. Zadig Voltaire, it's dark, it's masculine, it's a modern masculine scent, I would say. And it has this, it's classy, but at the same time it has a bad boy feeling to it. It's hard to explain actually, but it's so well done. Very unique again for a designer. I mean, spicy incense with sandalwood. You will not see these type of designer fragrances nowadays being released, so that's why I consider this to be very unique, especially from the house of Zadig Voltaire. Well, actually, I always skip this fragrance because I found it, or at least I was thinking that it would be a generic fragrance, but definitely it's not. It's very unique, creative, well blended, dark, mysterious again. You see a trend here, alluring, seductive. I mean, so good. Very sensual. Zadig Voltaire, This Is Him. Great performance, actually. This is a eau de toilette concentration, but actually this has a great performance either in terms of projection, again, not being a projection monster, but it has a nice sillage, a very good longevity. This Is Him by Zadig Voltaire. It's so sensual. Number 1 spot. From the designer realm, let's now talk about niche fragrances. I have my 5 niche fragrances that make me feel actually very sensual, and let's start with my favorite house overall, Guerlain. And I have here 2 fragrances because I couldn't decide between one or another. So these are the ones: Shalimar, Eau de Parfum, and a newcomer to my collection, and I actually already talked about this in a previous video, Jicky Eau de Parfum. Both have this animalic nuance that I think it is the factor that makes these 2 fragrances very sensual. This one, but both are very different, of course. This one, it's an oriental fragrance, the first oriental fragrance ever created. I think it was back in 1925. Don't quote me on that. Shalimar, it's a vanillic, animalic scent, quite citrusy actually in the opening. It has a orange peel accord, at least to my nose, in the opening, and then it goes into a oriental animalic fragrance, slightly sweet also, stunning, very unisex in my opinion. And Jicky, completely different, also has this animalic nuance, but it's more of a gentleman type of scent. It has more citruses, it's more sparkly, it has lavender, and so it's a bit more versatile than Shalimar, but nonetheless, both fragrances actually, I found these two fragrances quite sensual. At least these two fragrances make me feel quite sensual. Two absolute classics, two must-tries in my opinion. Jicky Eau de Parfum and Shalimar Eau de Parfum from Guerlain. So sensual and so unique to this day. Now in the number 4 spot, this was so hard. Any of these fragrances could be number 1 easily, but well, for the sake of this video, the number 4 spot, it's from the house of Stefan Humbert Lucas, also one of my all-time favorite niche brands out there, and fragrance is Mortal Skin. Gorgeous looking bottle. Some might find this a bit tacky, which I understand, but for me it's gorgeous. I mean, this looks so beautiful in the collection. And the scent, man, the scent is so unique. Again, it's very narcotic. It has this ink accord right in the opening. It's also quite fruity. I think it has blackcurrant, if I'm not mistaken, but it has this dark berry, fruity feel right in the opening with ink. And these two accords create a very narcotic, venomous feel. And also, of course, has a pulp and acts, it has frankincense, it has myrrh, it's very resinous, very dark, woody, it has oud, if I'm not mistaken, very balsamic, dark, mysterious, slightly sweet. It's so sensual. The performance here, it's more about the longevity. The longevity, it will last you through the entire day and night. The projection isn't amazing, but again, you will not want to have a great projection with this fragrance because I think it would be overbearing. I think it would be just too much. It's perfect the way it is. Mortal Skin by Stefan Humbert Lucas, one of the most sensual fragrances that I ever tried, in my opinion. Number 3 spot. I love Profumum Roma, you all know that, and of course the Profumum Roma fragrance has to be mentioned in this video, but not from their regular line, but from the Notte di Profumo collection. And the fragrance is Amante. This one right here means lover. This is the first, and actually still to this day, the last ever attempt from Profumum Roma to create a oud scent. This has oud, it has lavender, it has cedarwood. Man, this is so good. Again, this doesn't project all that much, but it's so concentrated, like all Profumum Roma fragrances. This is very oily. I mean, this will last you through, 1 day, 2 days even, because of its high concentration. And if you spray on your clothes, well, it will stay for a while. But the sillage, the scent trail that it leaves, oh man, it's so alluring, so sensual. It's the perfect way to describe this fragrance. It's sensual, it's addictive, it's mysterious, it's reserved, and yet it has sophistication. This fragrance has sophistication in it. I mean, I absolutely love Amante. This is a parfum fragrance through and through. Not very complex, but the scent character, it's to die for. Let me just... I love it. Lavender, oud, and cedarwood. Stunning. The oud here, it's not animalic, it's not funky, it's not very challenging. It's more of a westernized oud with cedarwood, and of course with lavender to make things a bit more appealing, but still it has the resinous feel of oud. I love it. Amante from Profumum Roma, from their Notte di Profumo line. Number 2 spot could be easily number 1. It's an oldie already for me. From the house of Rosendo Mateu, and the fragrance is number 5. Man, we already been in some adventures, as you can see. Actually, my girlfriend actually loves this fragrance. It's sweet. It has this sensuality, this alluringness, if that's a word, in it. It has amber, it has jasmine, it has musk. It's very musky, but very bright, sparkly, I would even say. Sweet. Gold. I think the bottle presentation really transmits how the scent really is. It's gold, it's bright, it's sparkly, and at the same time it's sweet, alluring, addictive. Love this. 5 by Rosendo Mateu. It's absolutely delicious. And last, but certainly not least, my number 1. Also a newish comer into my collection. I think I need to do a fragrance haul video. But well, number 1, it's from Francesca Bianchi. And this fragrance, it's even crazy how sensual, how sexy it makes me feel. It is Under My Skin. I don't know if you can see it, but this is Under My Skin. The color of this liquid, so good. Under My Skin literally smells like the name implies. You don't have a lot. You don't have a lot of notes fighting or wanted to step up. This is so well balanced. This is animalic. This has castoreum, definitely. This is musky, but to describe this fragrance for me, in my opinion, this literally smells like skin after sex. It's starting to feel even bougie. Oh man, this is so good. Under My Skin definitely deserves a review. This fragrance makes me feel so naughty. More than being sensual, it's naughty. This is a naughty fragrance. Just like actually almost all Francesca Bianchi fragrances. They all have this bougie, naughty, sensual feeling to them, and that's why I absolutely love Francesca Bianchi fragrances. Actually, I already talked about her fragrances in a couple of videos ago. Under My Skin, it's definitely the most sensual of the bunch, in my opinion. So good. Under My Skin, guys, number 1. I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me in the comments down below what are your thoughts of this video. Tell me what are your favorite, most sensual fragrances, or the fragrances that makes you feel sensual. And see you in the next video. Stay safe, guys. Ciao.